Now comes Muhammad Ali Hussain of Government College, University, Lahore. He is going to speak on the topic "Chop their tongues, for they speak for justice." Muhammad Ali Hussain from Government College, University, Lahore.
Bind your eyes. Cut your forearms. Save yourself a sacrifice. Leap from your place. Seek from the inside. Save yourself a soul. Brace your heart. Strengthen your thoughts. Save yourself a spot. Declare amnesty, yet be hawks. Save yourself a striving. Struggle, stand for justice, and save yourself a servitude. Ladies and gentlemen, save yourself these substances, for men fret not the place they live in, or the air they breathe, or the God they turn to during disasters. For men fret not the land they curse their whole lives, and they need them for their tombs and graves. For men fret not the soil they set on fire after it grows the crops of their need. For these are the men who chop their tongues, for they speak for justice. Ladies and gentlemen, chop their tongues, for they speak for people like Malcolm X, who raised his voice against the vindictive behavior of America towards African Americans. Chop their tongues, for they speak for people like Baba John and Mama Kadir, who were mistreated by the poor for raising their voices for those whose voices cannot reach beyond the strong walls of Parliament. Chop their tongues, for they were descended down by the God in Burma. Chop their tongues, for they still feel the words Pakistan Zindabad in Kashmir. Chop their tongues, for they have sinned trying to live one more day in Palestine. Chop their tongues, shackle their feet, wipe justice out of their bodies, for they speak not but truth, ladies and gentlemen. Chop their tongues, for they speak for justice. Mr. President, we look at these atrocities. We have questions, answers of some of which we know, and for some, we need to turn towards stories and tales. Questions that help us to eradicate any faults in our being. So in this case, questions whether asking for justice is that bad, or is it the practice of the wronged, or a sin that shameful that tongues be chopped for speaking for justice. We turn towards history for guidance of all sorts, of all values, of all magnitudes. Whatever the direction we turn towards, we see the epitomes of truth and justice. So ladies and gentlemen, if you still think that history has not convinced you, then yourself weigh down. In one hand justice, and in the other crucified falsehood. In one hand justice that resides in the heart of Abraham, and in the other crucified falsehood as the cursed Nemesis. In one hand justice that prides at having been an essence of Hussein ibn Ali, and in the other crucified falsehood that imprecated Yazid till the last day. Then yourself weigh down, then yourself evaluate but yourself think that men do not write who chop their tongues, for they speak for justice. So ladies and gentlemen, speak in the name of God, for whoever has spoken in his name, his bones will not crumble in his tomb. Give ear to correctness, give voice to truth, stand for justice. Don't make it an oddity, don't let it die out of shame. Stand against those who chop their tongues, for they speak for justice. Ladies and gentlemen, stand against those who chop their tongues, for they speak for justice. Thank you.
Chop their tongues, for they have sinned, trying to live one more day in Palestine. This was Muhammad Ali Hussain from GC University, Lahore.